launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
Howdy, partners. Trying to get my my screen right. What's up? How are you guys?
I was about to say, JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air as we see JP playing with his TV, starting the show 5 minutes late as we do
At
every
the dog
morning.
channel. Yeah. Had to get my coffee right this morning. Because
I'm not a creamer, JP. It is a disaster at my house right now.
Oh my God, you got to go all black? All black?
No, I went milk. Milk.
Okay. Oh.
But that means I get an extra sweet and low when I don't have the sweet vanilla. What is it?
Well,
French
I stopped at Starbucks just in the hope that I might run into Mike McDaniel.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I figured he'd be all Gucci'd up head to toe in his Gucci suit.
Is he house shopping in Tampa this morning?
And he ordered a venti double espresso, steamed milk, honey, no sugar, skinny, double, whatever
They just call that a Miami shake.
whatever the hell it is, on his way to his interview over there at $1 Place. So Mike McDaniel, the new offensive coordinator for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How we feeling, kids? How we feeling? Mike McDaniel's in the house. People, it's so bad here that people are excited about that.
I mean, I wouldn't hate that. Like, at all. I wouldn't hate that at all.
Really?
I don't have a problem with Mike McDaniel. Why would you have a problem with Mike McDaniel as your OC?
I wouldn't. It's an upgrade. It's a huge upgrade.
Yeah.
And you might have the guy.
Massive upgrade.
Listen, if I was looking for, it's an absolute upgrade. I'm all for it. I don't think, from a culture standpoint, it's not a great fit in Tampa Bay. We're more of a blue collar, but we'll get used to it. We'll get used to the capri pants. You score 30 a game. I don't care what you can wear a freaking bikini on the sideline, bro. I don't care.
So as an OC, is he on the sideline or does he coach from the booth? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Let's
He's
just
gonna
hope
have
he
a hard
coaches from
time.
the booth and his ankles are covered.
He's going to have a hard time getting to the facility going down Dale Mabry with the, running by all the strip clubs.
I mean, who can blame him?
Right.
I had that same issue.
Daniel here yet? No, coach. Call the spaceship.
Yeah.
Be over there. I'm hanging out at Riveters. Absolutely. And we'll get into Buck stuff. We got the big Rays trade we got to get to. I'm underwhelmed. Timmy and I were talking off air, and when you got to start, just digging into the stats to make yourself feel good about a trade. I think that's kind of where you are. So we'll get into that. Orestes Destrada, I believe, is going to join us at the end of the show here today, and we're going to be doing a Big O show here today, where we will really break down extensively what we have done with this roster, because it has been a complete roster overhaul for the Rays. This was not a couple of tweaks, and philosophically, it is much younger, a lot more prospects, less major league talent, less money. All of that. Now, we have to be patient. The job is not done yet. Far from it. So we'll get into that with the Rays as well. Charlie Strong's going to join us again, come in studio, and we're going to break down all the NFL playoff games and also the national championship game coming up on Monday. So if you're ready for that, kids, we'll get you a feel for, because at this point, for me, it's just we're observing the NFL. We're making some wagers. We're definitely making some wagers. I've already jumped all over the Bears, and I get the Bears my plus 3.5 as a home underdog, and it's going to be minus whatever. Yeah. The Rams won't even get off the bus. They're not coming to play.
Matt Stafford does not historically play well in bad weather.
What is it, 1-8?
Yeah.
I mean, he is really bad outside.
But JP, there's also this. Like, that's a stat. I get it. Stats don't lie. There's also a stat that doesn't lie. When I say the Chicago Bears are terrible. There's no effing way they can go to the NFC Championship game this year. But it's impossible. It cannot happen.
Timmy, once again, your hyperbole for sports talk purposes is duly noted and appreciated.
They don't have a quarterback.
They're not
have a defense.
Awful. They're
awful.
They've won, what, 14 games now?
How'd they ever win one?
Well, come on now. I think we're being a little silly. No.
You'll never convince me that the Bears are good this year.
First of all, no one dumped on Caleb Williams more than I, and I got to eat a lot of crow right now.
You know, it's too early for you to eat crow, JP. He hasn't proven anything yet.
He's getting there. I didn't think
when he
could take it
7
this far.
Super Bowls, then we'll say he's good.
Jesus, stop. I didn't think, I'm just being honest. I'm more than happy to say when I'm wrong. And I would, on Caleb Williams to this point, this year, he's been really, really good. Look, his completion percentage is not fantastic, but you cannot shy away from the plays that he is making to come back and win games. I mean,
yeah. Now I will say this: he has made some throws even just this postseason.
My Lord,
that I thought, holy crap, how did he do that? Off balance down the field, absolute dimes. And look, I just think this is and of course I'm being ridiculous when I say they're terrible, but I still am not fully convinced that Caleb Williams will be a good quarterback in the NFL long term. But here's what I will admit, and we all know this. Look what a difference in coaching can make for a quarterback in just 1 year.
Oh God, yes. Well, and then you hear about the dysfunction of last year, if all those reports were true. Where he wasn't even showing up to the building at times, wasn't studying, the old video game, all this stuff. His parents, his dad didn't want. I mean, it was a behind the scenes a complete freaking disaster, and that's on him. That's totally on him. Immaturity. Now, whatever Ben Johnson said to Caleb Williams about, we ain't tolerating any of that bullshit. It worked.
Big time.
And one of the reasons I was very down on him, because I thought he was way too immature to lead a bunch of alphas like you need to lead in a locker room in the NFL. I thought he was way too immature for that. And maybe he grew up in a hurry, and Ben Johnson forced him to grow up. Whatever it is, he's playing much better football. Much better football, I don't know, from the pocket and outside, obviously.
I haven't seen anything that would indicate he's just a beast of a leader in the locker room. But I don't know that he has to be right now for what they're doing. There's other guys that can lead that team for him.
Whatever they're doing, it's working.
It doesn't have to be him.
In the second half, it works really well.
I just think, remember how we were talking about the Commanders last year when they went on their run? They're just unprecedented. This is the Commanders of last year. And then look what happened to the Commanders in year 2. Everybody figured Jaden Daniels out. Everybody figured out that offense. It cost Cliff Kingsbury his job.
Yeah.
I mean, they had some injuries, yes, but it's a great story if you're a Bears fan. I just can't stand the Bears.
I get you.
Or Caleb Williams.
Then there's this, Rick, and I totally agree with you. NFL scriptwriters will have Chicago in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
against who?
For anybody.
Buffalo.
Well, then my prediction for the divisional round is not going to be correct then because I ain't picking
Chicago.
Buffalo.
If you're going by script writing, if you want the best stories, what's a better story than Buffalo? Josh Allen, nearing the I won't say the end of his career, but certainly the end of their
Super Bowl window.
Yeah, their Super Bowl window. The last year, the stadium, they're moving into a new stadium. Finally, the guy that could never get it done, or the team that could never get it done because of Patrick Mahomes, now those nemesis are not in his way anymore. He's got a very popular wife who's pregnant. Yeah.
Is she?
Oh, yeah.
She having a baby?
Yeah. Haley Steinfeld. I think she's like 7-8 months.
I don't know who she is. I guess I know she's famous somehow.
She was in Sinners. She was in Pitch Perfect. She's got 50 million Instagram followers. That's all you need to know. That's all the NFL
haven't seen any of those
interested
movies.
in. Yeah, but look, you haven't seen. You want to go see a good movie? Sinners is a good movie. Sinners is a really good.
Is that like a vampire movie or something?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's I'm usually out. No, I'm usually out on the vampire movies as well. Usually,
my son and his girlfriend went and saw it and spoke very highly of it. But
this one is very well done.
I'd be more interested if Josh Allen was in it.
You would do well to be rather inebriated when you saw it too.
Well, that's true of any movie.
No,
but look, here's the deal with Josh Allen.
Or in some way, mind altered.
We can get into this when Charlie comes on to preview the playoff games. But Josh Allen is in an absolute no-win situation here. Josh Allen, if he wins the Super Bowl this year, brings that to Buffalo, they're first. What's everybody gonna say? Oh my God, Josh Allen, he did it without Mahomes in the playoffs. He did it without Burrow in the playoffs. He did it without Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. Of course he won the Super Bowl. He was supposed to win the Super Bowl. If he doesn't win the Super Bowl this year, Josh Allen just absolutely cannot get it done. He can't win it even when he doesn't have the tough competition in the AFC. And I don't want to give any spoilers or anything, but when we pick our games this week with Charlie, I ain't picking Buffalo. And I think that'll be the end of the Sean McDermott era. I think, that Super Bowl window for Josh Allen will certainly be closing. There's no question as JP appears to be having technical difficulties. Who doesn't? He doesn't have technical difficulties this morning when it's cold. But yeah, Josh Allen just absolutely cannot win. And it's not his fault. I like Josh Allen. I think he's a badass quarterback. But for some reason, that organization just has an issue with getting things done. And I don't know, Sean McDermott, man, I don't know what kind of coach he is. I mean, he keeps his team consistently good, but when he can't get over the hump like that, is he any better than Marv Levy was? I don't know what their career win-loss records are. But, Marv Levy, starting in the late 80s when he took over that job, the Bills were horrible. And he turned them into 4-time AFC champions. But then he couldn't get over the hump in the Super Bowl. So, yeah, I don't know. What do y'all think about Josh Allen and the Sean McDermott era? Is that coming to an end this year? I certainly hope so. I don't know why. I kind of cheer for Buffalo because of those 90s Super Bowl failures, but at the same time, just not a fan of Sean McDermott. But hey, you know what they don't have in Buffalo? JP, are you with us or no? I think JP's having camera issues.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm having camera issues. I was listening with great your
my Buffalo failure prediction.
Slow take, yes. Yeah, my cameras are screwing up for whatever reason. I think I need
all of them.
Yeah, I can't get anything to work.
Why don't you restart your whole kit and caboodle over there, and we'll just go to a break, take an early break, and we'll get all that.
Take an early break, and then we'll come back and we'll get after it here. I'll do a little magic.
All right, Petermans.
All right, stay
go
with
refill
us.
Your coffee, Petermans.
Yes. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience Advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucks on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. FanStreamSports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream. FanStreamSports.com.
JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. It's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucks play. We'll see you there. Hey, kick off the new year by impressing her with a real diamond, a natural diamond, from Golden Diamond Source. Don't start with a fake diamond, guys. That's a really, really bad idea. And if you're ready to pop the question, find the perfect engagement ring at the Golden Diamond Source, just like I did, just like Nick did. It is the best selection, the best staff, the best everything. And discover the new Emily collection by Emily Johnson Weintraub, a sleek and modern jewelry line that makes everyday gifts absolutely extraordinary. And by the way, gold prices have never been higher, so turn that old unused gold into cash or a stunning new piece. Just take it on down to the Golden Diamond Source and trade it in. Lots to get done at the Golden Diamond Source this new year. Start with an engagement ring from the greatest, the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Omerton Road, always online at the Golden Diamond Source.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
We're back. You didn't add me to the screen, dog. There you go. Hey, welcome back to me and you. Thank you guys for hanging in there. I appreciate that. By the way, you may have noticed that our commercial breaks are a little bit shorter now. We're trying to make those a little bit shorter for you guys and still get the great message out with all of our fantastic advertisers. By the way, if you'd like to advertise on the JP Peterson Show, we have a couple of openings right now.
To make your commercials even longer.
That's right. So we may have to do a couple more shorter spots. You guys like less breaks, longer breaks, more breaks, shorter breaks? What do you like? Let us know. Because
redheads, brunettes, blondes.
We're doing this for you guys. And also for our great friends at Genesis of Tampa. Always a great time to head on over there this weekend. It's kind of cold, right? So why not? You know what? Let's go test drive some of those Genesis cars.
Ooh.
You know what? It doesn't cost a damn thing. And you might win a $2,500 gas card. How about that? Because you'll 10x your entries by doing a test drive, and they'll or having them appraise your car, whatever it is. They're looking for used cars as well. So it's a great time to buy a car at Genesis of Tampa. They are doing deals. They're making their mark in the market. They're a new dealership here, the Genesis of Tampa. And they had to go through a lot to get this dealership here in Tampa. So they're making it very interesting for their other Genesis competitors, because they're making better deals and people are flocking to them and selling cars because they're making better deals. People compare. They're smart shoppers out there. So why not go to the place that does a lot in your community? Number one, already making a mark in the community, and they have great cars with great values, and they're making great deals and great folks. GenesisofTampa.com, 801 East Bears Avenue. All right, we got lots to get into, so let's slam dunk into it here. First and foremost, we've talked a lot about Mike McDaniel. He's going to interview today. Listen, and we're going to get to the race stuff here in just a second. I would love to have Mike McDaniel as the offensive coordinator. No question about it. Will he take it? Obviously, if he's interviewing for other head coaching jobs, then there's a lot of want for his services, which is good. But those aren't great situations, right? Cleveland, I mean, you got to have confidence as a head coach, right? You got to be that alpha dog. But do you really want to go into that mess? It just feels like that's just never going to get right. The Jets, some of these organizations, you just feel like, I don't care what the situation is. Nobody can fix these people. So is he looking at Tampa Bay? Absolutely. And, some of the clues that you got to look at, Jeff Darlington, who's an ESPN reporter stationed in Miami, very close to Mike McDaniel. He keeps mentioning Tampa Bay as a spot for Mike McDaniel. So he's, obviously texting with the guy, knows him well. So there's some smoke, there's smoke there, and there may be some fire. So listen, no, it's the best thing that could happen to the Buccaneers at this point where they're at. You got a bright offensive mind that's going to come in here. That will excite the fans. I think it will, as much as it's not a cultural fit. He's just not that guy. But he's super likable guy. He's just super likable.
Is he a cultural fit anywhere?
Miami. He's a perfect Miami, LA. Yeah, he's a perfect cultural fit there.
But he wasn't that guy until he got to Miami. Like, he did not become Miami guy until he got to Miami.
Yeah, he was a little,
he was in Denver for a long time.
We just, we just don't wear our sunglasses inside here in Tampa. We don't.
Because you're not all douchebags.
Right. But that's your thing. That's your thing. Whatever. That's your thing. That's your thing. Right. Who am I? Hey, just get 30. Like I said, get 30 points a game and you can wear a freaking G-string on the sideline. I don't give a rat's ass.
Somebody needs to get him a gift subscription to like one of those fashion delivery like Bespoke Post or whatever it is, where they just deliver you clothes every.
He spends a lot of money on those Gucci outfits. I'm sure. But it's you don't see a lot of those here in Tampa Bay. But anyway, get 30 points a game. That's all I care about. And is he the coach in waiting? Listen, Todd has said he's not coaching forever. And, it very much, this could be, one of two situations. You take him down the hall after he meets with Todd Bowles and he meets with Jason Light and the owners. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not disrespectful to Todd. That's not this business. Now, you could also say, hey, and Todd be in the room. Hey, yeah, I'm not coaching forever. And this could be a very much a coach in waiting situation. Okay, everybody's on board with that? Sure, great, fine, fantastic. Let's go. Whatever it is. And by the way, the bottom line is this is not Todd Bowles' decision to make. It's not. So whether, he likes his off, I don't care. It's not his decision to make. He needs to be obviously have a huge input in this, but in the end, it's going to be the Glazers and Jason Light that make this decision. And I would think if it's Mike McDaniel, there is certainly, we're not stupid here. The guy was just a head coach and took his team to the playoffs 2 years in a row and had the number one offense in the NFL with Tua. And you don't want the constant stream of offensive coordinators leaving. And the Glazers made a mistake with Liam Cohen. There's no debating that. I was right. There's no debating that at this point. So, yeah. Come on, Mike. All right, let's get to the do we have any comments on Mike McDaniel?
JP, we may have a catastrophic failure of X this morning.
Yeah, I saw that. I know. I think that has something to do with what's going on with StreamYard as well. Posts are not loading this morning. Yeah,
it was fine before the show started, and as soon as we started the show, I can't get on X. So what did we do? Is it us?
Check the missiles flying in the Middle East. Might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
World that we living in right now. Woo. All right. Sergio says, what is the Rays ownership doing? Are they as cheap as Stu was? We are selling instead of buying.
Give it a second, Sergio.
Yeah. Listen, Rays fans right now are up in arms. And I kind of don't blame them. Look, we're looking for anything we can to grab a nugget of what's going on with this ownership group. Listen, I've reached out to them multiple times to do interviews, and they're just not ready. And I totally respect that. Again, we said this yesterday. You have to put together a new TV network.
Yeah.
You have to get a stadium site, which we reported a couple weeks ago. I know people are going nuts with this breaking news. HCC is the site. It's not breaking news if you watch this show. Not only have we reported it weeks ago, we did a whole podcast with the O Show, and this show has talked about it for long. So if you want to see, and Orestes is coming in this morning anyway, but if you want to see as break down the site and what it means and all that, that was the O Show on Tuesday. Go check it out. It's really, really, really good. So you got a new stadium. You got to find the funding for that stadium. It's not just stadium. It's a real estate $5 billion build out. It's a lot. You redo your TV network. You got a possible strike looming. Okay. And you've got to run your baseball team. You know, there's that. So there's some monumental things on their plate right now that they're dealing with. And also with an incredible situation going on with Kyle Tucker signing a $60 million a year. Congratulations to Kyle Tucker, our friend.
Would that have made Tampa Bay fans happy if the Rays were paying him $60 million a year?
Yeah. Yeah, of course it would. Why would it not?
I don't know that that's in the budget for the Rays.
Oh, hell no, it's not in the budget, but it would signal there's a new budget. Yes, that would signal there's a new budget. Great. Hell yeah. Would it be overpaying? Hell yeah. Guess what, Tim? It ain't my money. Exactly. Hell yeah. Pay Kyle Tucker $60 million a year. That's the thing that just makes me laugh so hard is when people get upset. Oh, that we paid too much. It's not your money.
I know, it never made sense to me.
It's not your.
Why do you care?
It's well, we have a budget here, and I'm like, it's not your budget. And by the way, the budget's way too low. You should be pitching about it. They're just, I think a lot of Rays fans have been brainwashed and they're thinking we're a small market team and we can't afford this. That's why these guys are doing what they're doing, so they can finally spend money commensurate to this market size. We are not a small market. We're the 11th largest market, and we control from a territorial standpoint. Media-wise, we control the entire northern part of Florida and South Georgia that they're going to now tap into in terms of building a television network of local stations. I think that's where this is going. We had Jim Williams on yesterday, who's an expert in that, and he talked a lot about that. There's a great opportunity for that and to maximize revenue in that space, which could get you to $50 to $75 to $100 million over the next 3 to 4 years if you do it right. So these are all ridiculously complicated, high intensity, high work volume, time-taking deals. And it's not going to happen overnight. So going out and committing to billions of dollars in future payments, as the Dodgers have, they're now at $2.1 billion in guaranteed future payments for their players, which is ridiculous for the sport. But it also shows you there's money to be made in baseball. There's lots of money to be made in baseball. And the Dodgers are doing it better than anybody in terms of revenue. And obviously they have a bigger market. I get it. But they're also tapping into the Japanese market, the international market, and they're doing things that other teams are not doing. They're not just spending the most money. They're making the most money. And they have built-in advantages, obviously, in the market size. But they're maximizing that where we certainly have not in this marketplace, not even close. We have minimized our market size and played down. And now these guys have a much bigger vision and want to play up to where we should be. And that shit does not happen overnight. So clearly to me, the plan is, hey, let's get rid of the older guys who aren't producing in the either on, just coming on to the back nine of their careers. And let's go super young, get as many prospects as we can, and start identifying a team that is going to be competitive as we move into our new stadium in 2029. I know you don't want to hear that, but it makes sense. And I'm not saying they're waiting till 2029 to be competitive, but the first thing you got to do is know what your cost certainties are before you can set a player budget. And if you're going to try to put out a team on the field, you have to put a team on the field, obviously, as you go through this. It's much better, I think, to be conservative right now and set yourself up for the future when you know what your cost certainties are and you start to maximize your revenues. Make sense? Of course. Nobody wants to hear this. We're a microwave society, as Joe Madden said the other day. We want the popcorn done right now. And we want it popping and we want it spectacular, right? It just, that's not always the best way to make popcorn. It's much better to put it in the kettle with the oil. Right, Timmy? Much better. Microwave popcorn sucks. But this is where we're at. And I think you have got to have patience with this group. I think that's only fair. And I think Timmy has frozen. So here we are. And all I can say, Rays fans, is let's relax. We gave Stu Sternberg 20 years to get it right, get a stadium. He could never do it. Can we give these guys at least a year of grace before we start bitching about what they're spending and what they're not spending and see what the plan is? And part of it is they haven't had a lot of transparency. I get that because, frankly, I've lived this, folks, in Atlanta. It's a lot easier to get things done behind the scenes and not doing all your negotiating out in public than it is to do the opposite. That's how things get done. And I don't mean it has to be done surreptitiously. It's an easier way to get things done. And things will become more public here. The vote next week is on HCC. Will be the first public vote in terms of how this is going to go down. And obviously the board will approve this sale to the Rays. And then it's on to the political part of this in Hillsborough County. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy. And I've heard it's a big number. They're going to ask for a big number, and that's where it starts. And then the negotiations begin. And let's figure out how we got to get to it. It's not going to be easy. But the thing is, when you see these moves being made, obviously Josh Lowe is gone. They got tired of waiting on his promise. He may turn into something, but he's gone. And you bring in Gavin Lux, he's a good player. He's a decent player. Once the top prospect in the Dodgers organization, they traded him away for a reason. He had a decent season with the Reds last year. 5 home runs, 55 RBIs. You can look into the metrics. He makes contact. He's not a power guy. So as you look at this team on the field and compare it to last year without, not that Josh Lowe did a whole hell of a lot, but you got Melton coming in who we don't know. We don't know what that's going to be, but he's got a lot of juice. AAA numbers, those numbers are good. He looks like he could be a player, but we don't know. That'll be exciting to watch his growth. I think he's got a lot of tools and a great prospect. But when you look at losing 30 home runs at second base and whatever Josh was last year, I think he was 11, 12 home runs, awful for him, but a potential of a 25 home run guy, that's gone. Where's the power on this team right now? Where's the power? You got Junior, obviously 45 home runs, he's your guy. But if you don't have anybody around him to protect him, that's going to stunt his growth. Aranda obviously was an all-star last year. We got to see him continue to develop. I mean, not that he's a slugger. He's not a slugger. So there's a lot of, where's the power? You bring in Cedric Mullins. It feels like they're bringing in a lot of guys that are, can do the job, but nothing spectacular. And yes, the payroll is 29th out of 30 right now. Now, does this mean they're going to still make another move? You're going to use some of this money to go find a right-handed power hitter in the outfield? I hope so. We haven't seen it yet, but maybe we still needed to clear up a little bit more room to make a little bigger splash. And it may not just be free agents out there. It may be in trades because we've got so many prospects right now. So the bottom line is, let's relax. Let's give this group a chance to do what they're going to do before we start, it's just like Stu. They're not going to spend any money, blah, blah, blah. Let's temper that a little bit and wait to see what they can do. Orestes will be in here at the end of the show. I can just tell you right now, he said in a text message, I don't get it. I don't get the trade. Timmy's power went out. Oh, well, he might not be joining us for a little bit. Oh, I hear a ting. He's back. Power back?
Yeah, it just flickered off for a minute, but it takes forever for my router to reset, and for everything to come back on.
I think this is the future of technology. Because as great as it is, it's also easy to fuck with. And when people want to F with it, like the Verizon outage, I'm not a Verizon guy, but man, I've heard these Verizon people bitching and moaning, and I don't blame them. Like, imagine what happens when your cell phone doesn't work.
Yeah.
You are freaking paralyzed.
I mean, I just go to my home phone and use it.
Yeah. Think about that. I'm starting to think, landline might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. Although, those are going away, right? In the version of them that we know as analog.
So there won't be landlines. Like, you can have a home phone, but it's going to be on
it's going to
wireless
be like
network.
Voice over IP. Yeah, absolutely. I think by 2027, they're eliminating all analog landlines.
I think it's a bad idea. I think it's a really
kind
bad
of setting
idea.
yourself up for failure right there.
Yeah, I mean, we have no backup systems. Everything is now tied to wireless. And what happens when it goes down?
And those are so easy to infiltrate.
I know. Like, we are totally setting ourselves up for a disaster here. I mean, the landlines are already installed. What are they going to do? Pull them up?
Yeah.
That's dumb. That's really
They're 100 years old and they work.
Yeah, it's really dumb. Whoever's thinking of doing that, that's a really, really bad idea. So yeah, listen, I'm not down with this trade. I don't get it, but I'm not going to freak out about it. I'm just going to let it play out and see where they go with this. If they go in, and listen, if they go in to this season with a lower payroll, then yeah, the owners need to come out and explain what's going on, have some transparency. And I think they will. They just come say, listen, look, we're in building mode. We're building a stadium. We're building, a entertainment complex around it. This is very difficult. Takes a lot of time. We're gonna go with what we go with. We're gonna try to make the ballpark as fun as we can. They got the new maintenance deck. Listen to this one, Timmy. $49. You get the deck, the upper deck. We used to call it the beach. It's like third level, left field. It's a really cool space. It's got a big open area, and kind of bleacher seating upstairs. You can catch home runs every now and then. And it's kind of a party deck. And now it's $49. It starts at the low level, $49 for midweek games, not the Yankees and stuff like that. Yeah. But you get beer, unlimited beer, wine, and ballpark fare. So hot dogs, beer, wine for $50. Wow. They did it at Steinbrenner last year, and it was a big hit. I mean, that's kind of a luxury. And listen, if you're going to a game to drink beer, $50, unlimited beer. I mean, that's two beers right there. It was $50 at Steinbrenner. Yeah, that's two beers. So yeah, that's a great price point. And this is what this group is going to be doing. They've lowered prices throughout the whole stadium. I think they're going to have a portion of free parking this year as well. They're doing a lot for fans to make it more affordable and all that. So yeah, I mean, let's just calm our tits. Let's wait to see what's going to go on and give these guys a little bit of breathing room. I think that's fair, right?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. It's so early right now to start formulating negative or honestly positive opinions about anything they're doing.
Right.
Just give it a second. Let it cook a little bit. There's clearly a plan in play here. And like you said, they are dealing with a lot of stuff right now.
Right.
And I know that guys are everybody has their own job, and your baseball people aren't dealing with the business side of it and vice versa. But this is a real thing, man. The strike is a real thing. And the stadium like you said, it's not just a stadium. It's an entire entertainment district they're trying to get facilitated here. And that takes a lot of energy. Yeah. It takes a lot of time and focus. And the on the field stuff, I'm confident anyway will happen. It will come. But sometimes you got to take a step backwards to take a step forward a little bit later. So let it all play out. Give them a year. Like this season's going to be a wash for sure. Give them a year. Let them get their things in place, their guys in place, and let their system sort of come to fruition a little bit with management as well. We don't really know what's happening there long term. So Just give it a minute. That's all I'm saying.
So Michael LaRue says Ken Babby is pulling a Stu Sternberg move, claiming the team is facing major financial challenges while trading away the entire roster. They are going to spend money. Are they going to spend money before 2029? I don't know that at this point, but I think I watched the entire podcast. Ken Babby did a podcast with one of his friends. It's the Hunks Moving Junks podcast. Ken Friedman, I believe is his name. And they're buddies, and they've been kind of business buddies for a long time. And it was a podcast more centered on business and how he runs his business and how they're doing. It was very informative, and I liked it a lot. And if you go watch it, and I retweeted it, Ken is such a likable guy. And I invite you to go watch this. I don't think, Michael, with all due respect, that you painted that in a correct manner. I don't think he's not whining like Stu. What I heard him say is, we have incredible potential here. Like, we know what this market is. We've targeted this market for a long time. And he's been, trying to acquire a Major League Baseball team for 10 years. And he targeted this because he believes the growth potential here is bigger than any other franchise in sports. And I agree with him 100%. You guys know how I feel about that. We have screwed up everything in baseball. We've done it so wrong here on so many, terrible stadium, terrible location, terrible owners. We've done it completely wrong. We've screwed up everything, which leaves you an opportunity that you're low, you're buying low, and you can take it to something spectacular. So hear me out, guys. If you come into an industry like baseball where you have this incredible part for growth, do you want to go out and just throw money at things indiscriminately without having a really good plan of how it's going to go down? No, that would be foolhardy. That would be foolhardy. And I don't look at the billionaire who bought the Orioles, who had endless deep pockets. Did he come in right away and start throwing money around? No, he waited a whole year, got the stadium situation figured out. And obviously the Orioles were not good. And then the year two, they went out and started spending big money, went and got Pete Alonso. So let's take a deep breath here, folks, and let's let these folks work. And I tell you, if you watch that podcast, and Ken's going to come on with us at some point, but you can't help but like this guy. Every time I see him talk, I'm inspired. He's a very inspirational figure. And when you hear him talk, it's not woe is me, we have a lot of challenges, but he's like, hey, listen, we know what we're up against here. All the things I just mentioned, the TV network thing, the stadium plan, and the fact that there's going to be some major upheaval in baseball in terms of labor, which is going to be situations where your revenue streams, your usual revenue streams that you can count on that are going to come in, and when you're doing future planning, are going to be interrupted. I mean, he's not saying woe is me at all. That's not what they're saying. They're like, hey, bring it on. We got this. We're going to work our ass through it. No one will outwork us. We know what we have here. We have a lot of challenges on our plate, and we're here for it. This is why we bought the team. We knew what we were getting into, and we're going to crush it. So I think it's a little bit different than you would characterize it, Michael. And so I think, but I agree, it looks that way from the outside. Right now, it looks like, oh, they're going cheap, and they're already crying about money. That was not my perception of what I heard. So hopefully when the ownership group sees how it's being misperceived, they'll want to do some more media. Hello.
By the way, it's been like
this out, Ken. Let's get the message out.
It's been like 4 months, guys. I mean, come on. We can't win a World Series in January.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be on the table this year anyway. Everyone knows that going into it. Don't be so unrealistic that you're going to set yourself up for disappointment. I do that before every date. All right. Let's not do that with the Rays.
By the way, I saw this TikTok in my feed. I don't know why it was in my feed. This woman, she's all excited because she came up with an idea, and she's making an app, a dating app where women can request a date deposit for prep. So in order for her to prep for the date, you got to pay her to prep for the date. That's her calling right now.
Yes. She's like, what are you doing to me right now?
So you go, I guess you match on this idea, then she can request a amount of money to prep. What exactly is this prep we're talking about?
Yeah, for what? Like what kind of prep?
Got to get a new dress. Got to get a babysitter. If you're a single mom, you got to pay for the babysitter. Makeup, blowout. You know, you go to the blowout place that the ladies like to go to before they go out with the dry bar, or whatever the hell they call it, the blowout, to get the blowout.
All right. I don't know what y'all do in Tampa to prepare for a date, but I got to move to Tampa.
Yeah, well, this is modern day dating. This is David Terry. The prep work summer's eve. Stop it. I can't do it. You people.
Makes me feel clean.
Keep it clean. Rick says, yes, JP, it's called prostitution. That's what everybody said in the comments. But I feel sorry for guys. Like, if you're a young guy and you're dating, like, if you take them to a nice restaurant, it's going to be $200 to $500. If you have a couple bottles of wine, you're looking at $400 or $500 with tip these days. You go to a nice restaurant. I mean, how can you date if you're a young guy? Now I got to pay. Is it a full spa day that you have to have for prep work? Do I have to pay for a full spa day before we go out on this date? And by the way, not me, certainly not me back when I was dating, but the more you're asking the dude to put into it, there may be some expectations.
Yeah.
Are you ready to deal with that?
I'll give you $200.
That's right. That's not right. But
I'll give you
I don't think
$200
what you're doing is right either.
This thing, but I'm gonna want it back.
What about my prep? I got prep time too.
You know what? And look here, I don't want to paint all of these broads with a broad brush. All right. Because not every girl is like that, because there's been some girls here in the last year or so that I've taken out that just come right out and say, look, please don't plan anything expensive. Let's do something simple. I really enjoy the simple things. Let's go to Applebee's and let's talk for an hour and have some, a reasonable dinner. If you want, we can split it. If you want to pay, I'll let you. I completely understand. That's really cool. Like, I've met some really cool chicks that are like, please don't make a big to do with all of this.
They have those in Texas.
Yes.
Interesting.
And it's the best thing ever, and usually I'll know a girl enough before I ask her out, kind of what I think her expectations are going to be. And they're
damn you, technology, damn you. He was just about ready to pay that off. Nathan Elliott says the dating app designer just sounds like a call girl. Pay for prep and appearance. It's called prostitution. Yes. Okay. All right. Joel's like, Applebee's? Really? Have you seen their 3 for 25? That's it. Yeah. With CJ Stroud, Coach Campbell. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's about all you could afford after a couple of those other dates, right? Nathan Elliott says, who cares about the facts? They better win it all in year one, or I'm giving up my season passes for the Rays. Joel Forsland says the Rays loaded up on prospect now, finally have a real catcher in our system too. Yeah. I mean, listen, if I'm the reason that it got so frustrating for Rays fans with Stu is because it was 20 years of the next thing we're building for the future. And the future never came. They never paid it off. When they got the great roster in 2020, instead of, or when was it? Forget. When they got the great roster and went to the World Series, then instead of building on that, they tore it down. They didn't re-sign Charlie Morton. The Braves did, and they won the World Series. So let's go through a few cycles with this ownership group before we call them Stu. If their idea is to, hey, we're going to load up on prospects while we, figure out this stadium deal and figure out the labor deal and let all these people fight, and when everybody's fighting about the ceilings and the caps, we're going to be diligently working to get our stadium ready. And when baseball comes out of this and we have some cost certainty, which in the end, folks, this could be it takes dramatic events to make dramatic change, right? It takes the Dodgers going over 450 to 500 million in payroll while everybody else can afford a fourth of that for major change to come to baseball, where we have a cap and a floor. And it might take, half a season of no baseball to get that done. So listen, if you want it done right, let's cook it. Let's cook it right. Let's slow cook it. And let's not go for the microwave popcorn right away. I think that's fair. And until these guys prove otherwise, and I mean not on a 4-month, limited scale before we even get to the season and we're not even done building the roster, you already want to call him Stu Sternberg. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And frankly, it's harmful. I understand the emotion behind it. And this is why I think transparency is always needed. And I would like for this ownership, if this is the route that they're going, nobody should have a problem with that. That's smart business. And it's good business, and we can get behind that. But I think transparency is needed in this level. Come out and say, with Eric, and say, listen, we're not going to spend a lot of money in these. We got all this stuff on our plate, and we're not complaining about it, but we're being smart about it. I think Rays fans would totally get behind that. Would you not? I'll ask you, Rays fans, would you not? If they came out and did a press conference and we got Rays Fan Fest coming up in a couple of weeks at the Trop, that might be a good time to do it right there. Have a press conference in front of all the fans, and say, hey, listen, thanks for coming out. We want to just talk to you a little bit about, now that we've been here 4 months, we got a kind of a lay of the land. The roof's on, positive things are happening. We just want to, we've got a better feel of what we're going to do. Our plan is now that we really see the numbers, because, there's probably a lot of, iffy stuff in there. And now that you're in there and they get a feel for and they know what their cost certainty is going to be on the stadium. Hey, we got these numbers now. We have a pretty good idea. We need you to get behind it in Tampa and, call your representative and say, we want this deal, blah, 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 blah. Here's what we're doing on the field. Have you noticed we got a lot of prospects that we've traded older players away. We're getting younger. We're getting a lot more prospects. We're going to build through this draft process. They signed a couple of international players. You explain all that to the fans and make a pledge that once we get into the new stadium, we're going to up these players. I think everybody's on board with that. We've waited so long to do it right. We have a group that we believe in, and I believe in these guys. I know some of them personally. I've known some for a long time that are part of this ownership group, and they are top-notch Tampa Bay loyalists. They want what's best. You heard Mike Murphy, one of the limited partners that owns Kingmakers here in Genesis of Tampa. He was in here last week talking about, listen, we have a lot of great local businessmen that have come together to get this done. They didn't do it to just, they're not doing this for shits and giggles. But they're also not going to come in here and just start throwing them out money like a bunch of idiots. They're going to do it the right way. And that's okay. And I think everybody's on board with that. But I think right now, with the lack of knowing what's going on, and I understand, and you guys have been burned by 2 bad owners. So I understand where you're coming from emotionally. I totally get that. I feel it too. I mean, I saw the trade last night. I'm like, more of this. Yeah, I feel you. I totally feel you. But then I have to kind of think it through, meditate a little bit. It helps. Think it through and say, okay, we can do this. We can do this. We all want to be competitive right away. And look at what's loading up in the AL East. Good Lord. We really want to go out and throw money at a free agent and sign them up for 6 years on a contract that we're locked into just so we could half-ass compete this year? No, that's silly. Can we go out and sign a right-handed bat for, $14, $18 million? Sure. I think that's doable. I'd like to see that. But even if that doesn't happen, and we understand, we're all on board, and there's some transparency from the ownership group, like this is the way we're going, I think we're good. What do you guys think?
Look, you knuckleheads, there ain't nothing wrong with Applebee's, all right? Give it a rest. I don't know what Applebee's is in Tampa, but here in Frisco, it's pretty badass. So
they have that new burger in a bowl of cheese. Have you seen that?
And the skillet of sizzling
A skillet
cheese.
of
Yeah.
cheese?
I've had it.
Now, the problem is, every time you show me that, and then I show up at Applebee's, that don't look nothing like it on the TV.
Well, mine was pretty close.
Nothing. That maybe I went to a bad Applebee's. Yeah, that ain't what I saw. Get out of here
False
with that.
advertising.
That's false. But that looked good. They make really good ads. I will say that.
They do.
I
We need
will
to
say
borrow
that.
their ad agency.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go through a couple more here. What time is the meeting with Mike McDaniels? I don't know. I don't have the schedule right here. I would guess it's sometime. It probably depends on his schedule. And
Probably this morning, right?
I would think. Yeah, I would think.
Shut up, Nathan
Applebee's.
Elliott. I see you.
Damn, Applebee's and over Boomer Jacks or Pluckers? What's
Yeah,
Boomer Jacks?
I'm not a Pluckers dude, but no, Boomer Jacks is good, but it's on the pricier side, man. I mean, I'm telling you, I can go to Boomer Jacks by myself here and spend $150. Easy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Boomer Jacks is like Applebee's?
No, Boomer Jacks is a few notches above Applebee's as far as niceness and quality. But again, I don't have a problem with Applebee's. I freaking love Applebee's.
They always have good drink specials.
Yes.
Night Train says it's a negativity spillover from the Bucks. I'm fighting it too. So Rays fans are, I get it. They're down in the dumps. They want a big splash. It happened. It hasn't happened yet. So let's have some patience. Who the hell are you dating, Tim? Applebee? You're getting crushed with this, bro.
It's all right. You know what? I'll take it because Applebee's, it's right up the street from me, and it is
Hey,
hot bartender there too, by the way.
that's who we are.
Every time I bring another chick into that Applebee's, that bartender chick gets a little more jealous. I can tell every time. I'm working the long game here with her.
Oh my God. You are fantasy island. Robert Williams says the AL East top three teams are the Jays, Yankees, and Red Sox. The Orioles and Rays will be struggling to stay above 500. Listen, if we go to post with the team that we have now, it's going to be a long, long, long season. But that's, again, if that's the long-term plan and it's communicated to the fan base, I think we can get through it. Captain K says, if I'm paying for that prep, that date's going to last about 30 minutes, 20 minutes to get there, 5 minutes to chat, 4 minutes to give her money, and one minute to take care of that issue.
Those are high expectations.
Now, that's a man with a plan right there. That is a man with a plan. And I don't think you're getting bang for the buck. And pun is intended.
No pun intended.
Absolutely. Joel Forsland says the Rays have become stagnant. Got to change things. May not work, but on paper, we've won some trades this winter. Listen, again, let's give them some time to figure out what they're going to do. Buck Skull Game said Truth Bolt's owner take over the Bucks and the Rays. We got new owners coming in for the Lightning as well. James Ludeman said the Bucks are smart. They do not let Mike McDaniels walk out of the building without a contract.
I mean, unless you like someone else better.
Mm-hmm. Joel says that's a Stu Sternberg date.
Where do you think I learned it from? All those many double dates with me.
All
and
these
Stu.
great sports topics we could talk about, and I bring up the dating app and just all you guys want to talk about. This is fantastic. It's Friday. What the hell, right? So Tim, you're not even getting a third base if you take a date to Applebee.
I beg to differ, David Terry, because 100% of the dates I've taken to Applebee's have worked out, let's just say, very, very well in my favor.
We
And
better
our
make
favor.
You better
And our
make it a
favor as well.
sponsor. All right. Let's take a break. When we come back, Charlie Strong is in the house. Charlie Strong is in the house. We're going to talk some football. We're going to break it all down. We got the NFL games coming up. We got a national championship game coming up. So we're going to break it all down with a man who's coached most of these or coached against them. So we got it going on. Quick break. Back in 3. Stay with us. Yeah, man. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show as we roll on here, brought to you by the great folks at Riveters. If you're looking for a place to watch football this weekend, why not go to Riveters? Are you kidding me? With the great prices over there, they've got the hazy IPA as well that they make right on. They have a sour that they make, a hazy IPA, a lager. All their microbrews are fantastic. The food is fresh. They don't freeze anything. They put a lot of care into it, folks. So if you're looking for great wings, you're looking for a great place to watch games, as always, it is Riveters. All right, want to bring in our friend Charlie Strong here, national champion, Super Bowl. You have coached under almost every big name in the history of coaching here in football. So I'm hoping for a lot of knowledge here today, so I can go make some wagers and get back on the plus side this year.
Well, I may have coached under all these guys, but I don't know if I would set you on the right path to go make it.
I'm going to lose anyway, Coach. It don't matter what you say. Listen, I should make all my bets public, because when I do that, you go the other way, you will make a fortune.
Right. And everybody knows how you bet it.
Right.
So it's like, hey, bet opposite of what JP's betting.
I tell you what, though. Anyway, good morning to you. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Doing
little chilly this morning for you?
Oh, it was.
You
but
love it, huh?
I love it. But the sun is shining. As long as the sun, I can take cold weather as long as I see the sun. I remember when I lived in South Bend at Notre Dame.
Whoa.
Oh my God. And you would just pray for a sunny day because it was so cold. And then the snow would come in there off the lake. And then you're like, if I see the sunshine, I feel good. I just want to see the sun.
Isn't that the point where you go, I got to get back to Gainesville
Yeah.
or Miami or somewhere?
Well, my wife
I'll
was
even go to
upset.
Tallahassee.
Yes. My wife was upset because she was living in it and I was out recruiting. So I wasn't there all the time because you go recruiting. And she's like, you have no understand. You have no idea how cold it is.
You better take me with you. I'm going to recruit Miami this week. Well, damn, I'm going with you. I'm going with you for sure. Well, first and foremost, so let's take a look at first of all, I want to ask you about coaching interviews. Take us behind you've done a few in your life.
Right.
Take us behind the curtain. Like Mike McDaniel will be interviewing today for have you worked with him?
I've never worked with Mike.
Okay.
No.
I have to ask this because I can't keep up. So what do you think how does that whole thing go down? Take us behind the curtain.
Well, you'll bring him in and then you'll sit him down and you'll just say, Mike, talk about your philosophy and where, we have these players and how we're going to get them the ball. You have an ideal of what you want to do. And now is he going to match up to what your thinking is? And so a lot of times with the coordinators, they will, they understand what they have to do and they want to be successful also. So they want to know what the pieces are. They say, we got receivers, we got running back, we got an offensive line. We didn't, I don't know if you could say we didn't get to where we wanted to get to last year, but I think that we can make it better. And we're looking to you and how can you make us better?
Now, will Mike, since he's already been a head coach and, obviously a lot of his tape out there, will he be one of those guys that comes in with a book or a PowerPoint presentation and puts something up on the whiteboard or on video, like how I'm going to do it?
No, a lot of it's conversation.
Just conversation.
And you have their film. So you can just, hey, let's just throw on the Dolphins right now.
So the coach will put something up on the big screen?
Like Mike could say to him, hey, listen, this is, I've been studying you guys. And he's going to come in because he's done studying.
He just played you guys.
Right. He just played us and he's been studying. He's like, and this I know is what I see and it can hurt you. And this is how I can help you be better on offense. So he's already seen it. He's been through it. So a lot of it's that conversation. So you can say, let's put the tape on. Now, what do you see? How do you make us better? How do you see us running this route? How you see us attacking this defense. And it's more about how we're going to attack defense and attack different coverages.
Now, see, this is a really weird juxtaposition, too, because Todd Bowles just went up against him as an OCDC, right? So,
yes.
what is Mike going to go, well, here's a part of your defense that this is what we went after. Because it can be, if you're open-minded, this could be a great learning experience.
It could be, but I don't know if he will attack the defense. Because
this is where you were really not. That's where we went after, Coach.
And he won't do it. I think what he's going to do is just say, hey, I can see myself plugging Mike Evans into this position. I can see Chris Godwin going here. I can see Emeka going here. I can use Bucky for here. This is your offensive line. But he's going to take the pieces that he have and say, this is how we can make them better.
All right, so you just went up against him as a defensive line coach at the Buccaneers. What do you think of his play calling? What do you think? What does he try to do that you like?
Well, I think that with all the coordinators, they try to expose your weakness and they try to attack you. So, whether it be, hey, these guys are a man team, so let's run crossing routes on them, or how we're going to get the ball out. If I get the quarterback on the edge, a lot of times, if you watch some of the quarterbacks, a lot of them are very mobile and they try to get outside the defense. And it always talk about, yes, their percentage does, JP, go up. Because now they're on the edge and the field is open for them.
Right.
Instead of just sitting it back in the pocket. And with the way the pass rushes are, it's hard to just sit back in the pocket. It's, you're trying to get outside of it.
Get some throwing lanes.
Yes.
Yeah. So they say a lot about Mike McDaniel's offense. There's a lot of eye candy and he does a really good job in the run game. What did you see that they do in the run game that you think would be good for the Buccaneers?
Well, with the eye candy, and it's all about movement, and you're just trying to, because now when you go with the eye candy, now guys know that their gaps change. So if their gaps change now, when I hand that ball off, did that backer get over to his gap? Did the movement take his eyes? Did he follow the movement? And now all of a sudden he's not in the gap that he should be in. And that's where they try to expose you so much, because they give you so much eye candy now that it's then they run the ball. So now somebody didn't get over, somebody lost the gap. And so now that's what's really tough, because you have got to get guys in position where when that movement comes, then somebody's got to move with it.
There are a lot of offenses, and there was a lot of complaints about the Eagles' offense this year that there wasn't a lot of pre-snap movement. As a defensive coordinator or a line coach, how does that affect when you're preparing for a team and you see they're doing it a lot or they're not? Is it easier to prepare for? How do you see that?
Well, it depends on your personnel,
right?
Because I just think that a lot of people like the Eagles are good enough. They got Brown, they got a quarterback, they got receivers, they're running back.
Defensive line's ridiculous.
But they want to see. It just goes to what your philosophy is. A lot of times you want to see, okay, where are they? So now I don't need to move anybody. I know when I line up, this is where they're going to be. Now, guys, we got to go block them, because we're good enough to go block them and win at the line of scrimmage. Now, the guys that you feel like, hey, we can't always block them, and we got to get some type of movement and change gaps. Now, let's just move guys, and let's go with some eye candy, and maybe we may get them out of a gap, and then the ball can, the back can find that seam and go hit it.
So overall, Mike McDaniel is considered an offensive genius. I don't know how he would fit here, but I would think at least he's called plays a lot. He has experience. I'm not saying Josh did a terrible job. I thought, he was handed a lot of tough stuff with the, all trying to, your first game in the NFL, you've got a whole new offensive line. Your left tackle's gone. You moved your center to left tackle, and now go call some plays your first time. And you won. And I was like, damn, I thought he did a great job the first half of the season.
Well, and that's the thing. It depends. If you can stay healthy, then you got a chance.
Right.
Because now, if I'm healthy, then I'm going to be able to attack people. But now when the injury hits you, and it doesn't matter how good you think you are as a play caller, if you don't have those guys in place that can make plays for you, then you're in trouble. And you're right, Josh did. You look at his first game, he didn't have all of his offensive line.
None of them.
And then
we're in their normal spots.
And Chris wasn't back yet.
Right.
So you're sitting there trying to put it all together, and you're like, this is what you have. And we got to find a way to make it work.
Yeah, I thought he did a pretty good job. All right, let's jump into some of these games this weekend. And is there any one game that jumps out at you that really is intriguing?
The game I think is really is going to be intriguing is the Texans and the Patriots, because I just think that the Texans, they have enough on offense with Stroud, and then where they can go move the football, and now. It's just they're good on defense. Can they get pressure on me? Can they get the ball out of his hands and and make the ball and make them? Is it going to be check down, or is it going to be we got to get the ball out quick, because those two outside rushers,
Anderson and Hunter.
and they're good in the middle. So you got those two guys coming off the edge, and then you got enough push inside where the ball is got to come out. So I think that's going to be an interesting matchup, because I think the Texans defense is good enough to stop them, and the Patriots has a really good defense. It could be a low-scoring game.
Low-scoring game, yeah.
Yes.
I like the under in that one as well. What do you think of the job of D'Amico Ryans has done? You guys played him week 2,
Yes.
And it appeared that you let them score so you could go score the winning touchdown. It appeared that way to me. I don't know. Nobody ever copped to it, but I'm going with that.
Right.
And you did come back and win the game against them on the road. That was a hell of a win.
That was
what do you think of the job that he did, especially bringing this team back?
Well, they start off 0-3, and it's tough when you start off like that, especially in the NFL. And then because there's only so many games, and you're like, hey, now we're playing catch up. And the way he was able to circle that team and get it back together, and then they just built on it, like one win after another. And it is. It just comes down, just week in and week out. Can you get your guys ready to go play? And he was able to do that after starting off at 0-3.
Yeah. Did you think that? Well, I think I could coach that front. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good front there. How much, as a coach, what would you say? And we'll say in the NFL, how much of it is personnel, the Jimmies and Joes, or the X's and O's? Would you, if you put a percentage on it?
Oh, I think it's all it is Jimmy's and Joe's. Just look at the team.
Hold on,
now.
Coach. We're going to take your salary away now.
I know, but look at the personnel. Look at the teams now. If you look at the Texans, look what they have on defense.
Yeah.
All right, and look at that, and
that's
some really good players.
Yeah.
All right, then you go to look at the Broncos. I mean, they have built their defense, and they got some really good players on defense. And even with Buffalo, you're looking at one of the with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
We're talking about him.
Yeah.
Being one of the best, and then you go to the Rams. Look at Stafford, 17 years. I mean, think about it, that guy has lasted 17 years in the NFL and still playing at an elite level where you haven't even seen a drop off. But he has the two receivers and he has a running back.
Yeah.
So he has guys around him. And look at their front. When you look at Verse those guys, Young and those guys, they have enough on defense where. And then you go to the 49ers. Brock is doing a really good job with Purdy. I mean, he's doing a really good job. And then Darnold is the old man, but he's come along. So it's just the guys in the playoffs, they have
There's some talent.
They are talented, and they have enough guys there that they can stay in games, and they have won games. That's why they're in the position that they're in right now. Because when you sit back and think about it, you say, okay, who else could have filled in there? Did somebody get upset? Did somebody not be there that should be there?
No, usually the NFL exposes that pretty well. The teams that deserve to be in usually get in. I mean, there's always some exceptions, but you even saw that Panthers give them a tough game this last week. So let's dive in on some of these games. We'll go in order. Saturday at 4:30, it's Buffalo at Denver. I make jokes about the script writing of the NFL, but they love these stories. And this Josh Allen story where now he has to go on the road, last year in their old stadium. It just seems like things are lining up for the Bills, and he is playing some unbelievable football.
See, I like to believe that, Jay, but what's going to be tough is I just think Denver, I don't know if Josh has enough on offense to overcome Denver's defense. And then you look at Denver, they can move the ball. You got Bo Nix there, and he can move the ball because he's going to run around and get outside, make some passes. But does Buffalo have enough? Do they have enough weapons on offense, personnel-wise, weapons on offense to go move the ball up and down the field on Denver? Yeah,
they're challenged in the receiver department.
That's where they're challenged at.
Yeah.
See, I think right now they got 3 healthy receivers.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
So that's going to be their biggest challenge. Do we have enough of these guys where you look at Surtain is playing. Well, he is playing at a Pro Bowl level at corner. So. And then can you get the ball on because they have a good enough pass rush?
Yeah, they do.
They can put pressure on the quarterback. Now,
that Denver defense is good.
Their defense is really good.
How hard is playing at altitude? How much does that affect you when you go up there?
I don't know if it really does because guys are going to play. They're going to play hard. You get enough oxygen on the sideline where you'll be fine.
Not that big a deal.
No, I don't think it's going to become in that because they go and plus they go out there a day earlier just to get accustomed to it.
You like? Did you ever work for Sean Payton?
No, I never worked with Sean. No.
I tell you what, I don't think people know that. And Tim has worked with him, my co-host, a lot. He knows Sean pretty well. But he's like, you want to talk about coaches? I always feel like if you're going to be a great head coach, you got to have a little asshole in you.
Oh yeah,
and he's got.
Yeah. Well,
nice guy, but he got some a-hole in him.
But
and I mean that in a complimentary way.
Well, it is in a good way, and the players understand.
Yeah.
See, that's the key thing. If you're gonna be an a-hole, you're gonna have to be that a-hole, and you gotta be consistent with it.
Yeah.
At one point you can't be a all lovey-dovey, then all of a sudden you try to turn into an a-hole.
Right.
If that a-hole, if you're gonna walk and be that guy,
it's got to be authentic.
It's got to be authentic, and they got to see it.
Yeah. But do you? Obviously he's done great things on the offensive side of the ball. Have you gone up against him, and how hard is it to prepare for a Sean Payton game plan?
I don't think I've ever gone up against him, but he does a good job. Even when he's at New Orleans, how he's been able to with Drew Brees and move the ball around and everything. But he's done a really good job, because when you look at Bo Nix, when he came out of Auburn, no one ever thought that he would be the player that he is now.
Yeah.
Because they lost a bunch of games at Auburn. Then he goes to Oregon, and he kind of
reinvented himself. Yeah.
And then he goes to Denver, and he's really reinvented himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Had a coming out party against us. They went the Buccaneers last year, or 2 years ago, I guess we would say now. That was his first big win. All right. So you like Denver in that one. San Francisco and Seattle, Saturday night, 8:00. Sam Darnold, first of all, how much is Minnesota kicking themselves for not keeping Sam? How does you have a quarterback win 14 games? And I know it didn't end well, but you just kick him out the door.
You can't, especially at that position.
Yes.
That position, it is critical that you have to have a guy at that position.
Yeah.
That's one position where you say, hey, of all positions, we better have us a quarterback. Now, if you have a quarterback, you always feel like you have a chance.
Right.
And we beat them out there. And it was an unbelievable play by Devontae. He jumps inside. He's going to throw the check down. And I think they only needed a field goal. So they're trying to get in the field goal.
Devontae saved it.
Devontae saved it. But, I mean, there's just to see him and have the way he's playing it. It's that whole team, they gravitate around him. And they know that's
their guy.
That's their guy. Because if you think about it,
kind of like the Bucs do with Baker.
Last year, their guy went to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So now all of a sudden you bring in Sam Darnold, and now look what he's done to that team.
Two 14-win seasons. Like, not many quarterbacks have done that.
No.
And I still feel like he doesn't get the and he comes up with an oblique injury yesterday.
Oh yeah, but I mean, come on, that's not going to keep him out.
No. But it will affect him.
It will affect him.
I mean, I thought it affected Baker this year.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, you look at the 49ers and the injuries that they've had. I mean,
oh my God.
I mean, they are just beat, and you know what? And each week they still find a way to continue to play at a level to go win games, and they're beat to death, and they still come back.
Do you coaches see what Kyle Shanahan's doing and damn man, we can't even use injuries as an excuse now. You lost half your team and you're going through the playoffs.
And he doesn't even talk about it.
No.
He just moved right along.
Yeah.
But there's nothing you can say, because what are you going to say? Oh, I lost so-and-so. Nobody really cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
No, they've done a hell of a job out there. So San Francisco, Seattle, and the last time they played, San Francisco, I think, had 147 yards, lowest output in the Kyle Shanahan era. Seattle's defense is for real, even though the Bucs put up 38 on them.
They're for real, and it is so loud out there.
Is it?
Once it gets going, oh my God!
Is it the loudest stadium in the NFL?
It's one of the loudest, because once they get going out there, you can't hear them, and it is loud.
How does that affect you guys? We always talk about how it affects the offense. I guess when you're on defense, it's more quiet,
right?
But there's still an atmosphere of suffocation.
Oh, and that's what it is, the atmosphere of suffocation, where you feel like, hey, because if they make a play on offense, they have the ball, they throw the ball down the field, and they go make a play, then you can just hear, here comes a roar. And so now you get your defense back on your heels, because a lot of times those guys, they try to block it out, but it's hard to block out because you hear it. It's right there. But
it's human nature.
It is human nature, but it is a really, really good place to play. I think that's their advantage over the 49ers. But the 49ers are going to do well, and they're going to come in and compete. And it's going to be an interesting game.
I like Seattle in this one just because when you have those matchups earlier in the season, one thing you do learn is personnel, right? It's like what you can, we can run the football on these guys, or we can't run the football, or we have to do this, we have to do that. So we're having some technical issues here, Coach. So there was a big outage on Verizon yesterday all across the nation, and it's affecting everything here. So our cameras are being a little wonky. We got to take a break anyway. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll reboot for you guys. And by the way, if you have any questions for Coach, put them in the comments section. and we'll pass them on. So quick break. We're brought to you by the great folks at KingmakersTampa.com, where we're coming to you from this great studio right here. You can become a member. Just go to KingmakersTampa.com and find out more information. I don't know if Timmy's around, so I'm going to have to hit the break here. Wow, we're really producing on the air today, Coach. This is what happens when things go crazy, right? And
you gotta adjust.
You got to adjust. You got to adjust. All right, here we go. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucks on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Hey, kick off the new year by impressing her with a real diamond, a natural diamond from Golden Diamond Source. Don't start with a fake diamond, guys. That's a really, really bad idea. And if you're ready to pop the question, find the perfect engagement ring at the Golden Diamond Source, just like I did, just like Nick did. It is the best selection, the best staff, the best everything. And discover the new Emily collection by Emily Johnson Weintraub, a sleek and modern jewelry line that makes everyday gifts absolutely extraordinary. And by the way, gold prices have never been higher, so turn that old unused gold into cash or a stunning new piece. Just take it on down to the Golden Diamond Source and trade it in. Lots to get done at the Golden Diamond Source this new year. Start with an engagement ring from the greatest, the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Alberton Road, always online at the Golden Diamond Source.
It's the love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucks and Rays play. We'll see you there. Hey folks, Rays baseball and the summer heat will be here before you know it. So don't let your AC unit strike out and cost you hundreds or thousands for an emergency repair. Get a 1-year maintenance plan from Third Generation Plumbing and AC for just $169. Though will come out twice a year and service your unit. Clean the drain line, make sure it's running to peak efficiency. If you need an emergency repair, it's going to cost you hundreds, if not thousands more. It's a no-brainer, guys. Just call the great friendly folks at Third Generation. They work with American Standard Heating and Cooling to ensure you have the most efficient and durable units. Their split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. So choose my guys, John Rodriguez and PJ, at Third Generation, along with American Standard Heating and Cooling. Don't wait for the emergency that'll cost you thousands. Call Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard. 813-961-8024. That's 813-961-8024 or thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show as we roll on here on this Football Friday. We don't have many left. Oh, my God. We are brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing. If you're looking for a job, if you're an AC tech or you're a plumbing tech, great place to work at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. They've been in business since 1995. John Rodriguez, my buddy over there. Great boss to work for, family business. They pay well. They give you holidays. You got benefits. It's like old school working, folks. So if you're tired of your corporate job with AC or some other company making you do things you don't want to do, go to an honest company and make an honest day's pay. And that is thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to their website, email them your resume, or you can give them a call and tell them JP sent you. All right. Coach, I think we're still on the air here. So I think I haven't screwed it up too bad yet. So Timmy's gone. His power is out in Texas. So we're going to soldier on without him, just you and me. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
All right. We'll jump back into, by the way, we were talking off the air. Kyle Tucker signed last night for $240 million. 4 years, $240 million, Coach. You should have played baseball.
Sure should have.
Yeah.
But it's great for Kyle. I'm happy for him. At least, he's getting paid, which he rightly deserves.
Oh, God, yeah. He's one of the top 5 players in the league. So he goes to the Dodgers. He goes like they need
The Dodgers just get richer and richer down there. And it's like, look at him.
Can you imagine if you were playing in a league where the teams you were playing, the Falcons and the Panthers, were spending $400 million on players and you were spending $100? You'd be like, and they're winning championships. Yeah. And we can't get one because we're not spending the money they're spending. Like crazy, right?
Unbelievable.
Well, congrats to Kyle, our good friend. Every year off season, we head over there and with his agent Jason Romano play a little golf. So I've gotten to know him a little bit, and he is just one of the nicest guys you will ever meet in your life. Same with his buddy from playing high school, Pete Alonso.
Oh yes,
who is one of your neighbors.
Right.
I mean, so we got a lot of rich baseball players running around here, Coach.
But those guys, it's a lot of games, and they put a lot into it.
They do,
but the money that they make, they rightly deserve the money they make, and you're just so happy to see it happen for them.
Let's go to some of the other games here. Houston, did we talk about this one yet? The Houston game, yeah. Let's go to the Rams and Chicago. The Rams in Chicago. This is going to be. We talked a little bit about the cold weather game. This is going to be, I think, in the single digits. These players coming from LA, going out into the elements. They always tell us it's not a thing, Coach. It's a thing.
Well, Jay, when you get in the position they're in now, the weather cannot be a factor for you. And because I always tell my guys, look, guys, it's cold on both sides of the ball. When I was at Louisville, we had to go to Rutgers to play, and it was freezing rain. And you should have seen it, Jay. It was like, I said, I don't know how my guy's going to take this. And because Louisville was warm and Rutgers was freezing rain. So we go to warm up, and Rutgers comes out with no shirts on and everything. My guys come out with hoodies on. I blow the whistle, and I tell my strength coach, send them back in. I said, let's hear it, guys. We got to win this game because that's the year we're going to the Sugar Bowl if we won that game.
Yeah, right.
And I said, we got to win this game, and you're going to take everything off, and we're going to go out here and go play this football game. They said, Coach, are you for real? I said, yeah, I'm for real. So I blew the whistle, take it off right now. We didn't even warm up. When we walked out on the field, it was time for the game to start. And the elements for it, they went up early on us. We came storming back, and we ended up beating them there. But I just think –
You told them to take off all that stuff?
Oh, I said take it all off, hoodies and everything. We're going out here just like they are. We going out. I said, I even got so mad, Jay, I turned the heaters off on the sideline. I said, hey, unplug those heaters. We don't need no heaters. guys, we got to win this game. Get your mind right.
Well, they responded.
And we responded. And I just think that's what LA just has so much. It's going to take a big game by Caleb for Chicago. But if you look at what LA has with Stafford and the receivers and run, they have enough around them and their defense where they can just go in there and go play this game and knowing, hey, you got to look at it, it's only 3.5, 4 hours. I mean, just go in there and play it and let's get out of here.
So you look at Matt Stafford's numbers in the cold weather. He's like 1-8. His completion percentage is like 10, 15 points lower. All his numbers severely down because he's played obviously most of his time in Detroit inside, LA inside. You don't think that's a factor?
I just don't. I just think for this moment and the time that we're going to need to get this game done, I don't know if it will be a factor. I just think he's got enough around him too that, defensively they're going to have to play well. When you look at those outside rushers, Chicago they have to block them. And then I guess I go back to, I was watching the Green Bay game with Chicago, and Green Bay jumped out there on them.
Yeah.
And then Chicago came storming back, and ended up winning that game. And if they allow LA to jump out there on them like that, it won't be no storming back now.
Not against that defense.
Not against that defense. No.
Yeah. I'm betting on the Bears, so you're probably right. It's going to go the Rams' way. That's a Sunday night game at 6:30, so 5:30, I guess, local time there, and it's going to be in the single digits and the wind blowing about 20, 30 miles an hour. Right. Oh, hell no. My son lives in Chicago. He's like, Dad, my buddies are going to go to the game, and I'm like, you going to go? He's like, hell no, I'm going to the bar. Where it's warm.
He goes, sit in the stands.
He's like, hell no. He goes, I'm not even a Bears fan. I'm not going to sit. He goes, and the tickets are really, really expensive.
Yo, I guarantee they are.
Yeah.
And it's cold weather too. It's kind of, I don't know. It's just hard for me to go against.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm betting on I'm on the Bears, so everybody load up on the Rams. Yeah. So those are. Can you imagine Chicago, Seattle as the NFC Championship game?
Can you imagine that?
I didn't see that coming.
No.
I did not see that coming.
And no one else saw that coming.
No. Or it could be the Rams and I think San Francisco, they're so beat up. It's probably time. I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be one hell of a weekend though of really, really good football. And you just look across the board. Is there any one thing that stands out to you that's common among these teams? That like this year, this has been the year of X. This has been quarterbacks.
Play.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the quarterback play, you look at all of them, with the Texans with Stroud, you got to pay, look at the year that May's having.
Yeah. Drake May.
I mean, look at his years he's having.
You played against him this year, huh?
He played really good against
him. What do you think of him?
Oh, I really like him. And he's very accurate. He puts the ball where he manages the offense. And then when he takes it, they have enough running game with Henderson back there where they can run the football too. But it's it just how he just kept them on schedule. It was play after play after play. But you look at his play, but it's been a quarterback. Brock gets back. That thing I liked about them. You look at San Francisco, and they didn't have him in the very beginning.
No.
So now you don't have him in the beginning, then you get him toward the end.
Yeah.
And then he comes along and plays well. Stafford, you know what you're going to get out of him. You know what you're going to get out of Josh Allen. But I just think, though, for those teams, the quarterback play has been unbelievable.
Quarterback. And Caleb's play. I thought Caleb coming out, I thought he was too immature, because I think to be a quarterback in the NFL, you can't the guys around you got to believe in you. Yes. And you cannot be immature. You got to be a grown-ass man. And I thought there was a lot of immaturity in his game and his, in terms of his personal life. I didn't know if he was ready. And year one, if you believe the reports about all the stuff that he was doing away and whatever Ben Johnson told him,
right,
he grew the F up this year. He grew up in a hurry.
And that's the thing, like you really don't know. And one thing about a quarterback is that is the pulse of the team. The team is going to go as the quarterback go. And if he can circle the wagons and get them going, then you always have a chance when you have someone like that.
Oh, the timing is good. The Big O's coming in. Come on in, partner. We're live. I'm not even gonna go to a break, partner. Settle in, because we're done talking. We're doing a transition to baseball, but before we do, we have to talk about the national championship game, which my man here, Big Hurricane guy, big Hurricane guy. So he'll be able to jump in on this conversation. How are you, partner?
I'm doing well.
Move your microphone over there. There's your microphone. Move that on over there. Yo, Timmy, Timmy's gone. His power's out. So I'm running this whole thing.
You full autonomy?
He didn't give anything. I had to seize it.
You took it.
I took it.
I took control of it.
I took control. And so far we've been on the air nonstop here, so I haven't screwed it all up as far as I know. Guys say they're still they can hear us and see us, so we're doing something right.
Are you heading over to Greenland anytime soon?
Maybe. Evidently we all are. Evidently we're all going to Greenland.
Because you're just taking over.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's do
you. Listen, I'm excited. As I told, we had a great lunch with Coach the other day, and I'm excited for Miami and my high school, because Columbus is front and center. You got 7 different people that are involved with the game.
Is it 7?
7. You got the head coach, you got the assistant coach, you got 3 players on the team for UM, and then you got Albert, and obviously the great Fernando.
Which are the Columbus kids from Miami? Who came from Columbus?
I don't know the 3 players.
But there's 3 players?
Yeah, there's 3 more players.
Was it Tony? Malachi didn't.
No, Malachi's Northwestern. Malachi and Fletcher are Northwestern Bulls, as we used to say back in the day.
Yeah.
Northwestern. But listen, it's no longer the convicts versus the Catholics. It's the juvenile delinquents versus grown ass men. That's what this game is. They're a notch below convicts at UM these days. They're not like that, Coach. They're coachable.
They're very coachable. And I was with Mario, but I look at Indiana. They have 47 players between the ages of 21 to 25. 47.
Now you
25-year-old?
25 years.
You tell me, because you and I talked the other day about, when you get a 17 or 18-year-old kid and they're fresh and they're not getting the program. It's a big difference when you get a guy that's got 4 or 5 years in already.
Well, and the guy he's played a lot of football. The guy who's
right
for it, and those guys are looking at, for some of them, they may not even get a chance to go to the NFL.
So this is their Super Bowl.
This is their Super Bowl. So they're going to come in and play. I think I was looking at something really interesting. I think like Arkansas has 17 starters between that age, and they only won 2 games.
Right.
And so you look at those teams, a lot of people, Indiana was able to take it, and they were able to have success with it. And he brought a lot of, some of those guys from James Madison.
That's right.
And then he just kind of just plucked away. And it wasn't, you don't have to go get a 4 or 5 star. You just get somebody who can come in to fit your need.
Yes.
Whatever it may be. Hey, if I need a left tackle, go get me a left tackle. Because a 4 and 5 star, when they get out there in the game, you don't know what star that guy is. Because when the game starts, hey, that guy's no different than anybody else.
But then the keys of those 4 or 5 guys probably is, the spine, so to speak, as far as having the right quarterback. You picked Mendoza from Cal.
Yes.
The running back's a beast.
The beast.
Yeah.
Fletcher.
The running back's legit.
Yes.
And then on the defensive side, probably a middle linebacker or a linebacker that you can, or a safety. Those guys are the ones that then you kind of put together the rest of the roster. But he picked well.
He picked well. I don't know for sure, but if you look at those receivers, Surratt,
I like Surratt.
I do too. I mean, really, he has some really 2 good receivers.
Right.
That has
you
really,
count on.
You can count on. And I want to say like the middle backer may be from James Madison that he brought with him.
Yeah.
He may have brought him, but he has enough where it's and that team is just playing at a different level than everyone else. But where Miami was good, they go and get Carson back from Georgia. Solid player. He's been in the championships game. He's been around it, so he understands it. Tony's a freshman, but he's made a ton of plays, playing better at a level that's no one ever expected, because you were talking about a freshman,
Right.
That's playing. But this game will be won in the trenches.
So let me ask you: the Miami has won this year, really not because of Carson Beck. He didn't come out. I was hoping he would have a better year than he had.
Yeah,
been solid, but he had a couple of flops, and they lost those games. But it's the trenches. So offensive and defensively, maybe there was some fluish thing going on because Bain was nowhere to be found in that game against Ole Miss. So he might have been a little bit sick, and because he's a beast. Where do you see the trenches on both sides of the ball for Indiana versus this behemoth, line of the offensive line and a strong defensive line?
Well, I look at Miami, and their O line is really solid, and he's done a really good job. And that's the mentality of Mario.
Well, that's
he
what he
was an
was.
offensive line coach, so that's his mentality. So that's where he's really built it. Because if you look at that O-line and what they're doing, Fletcher, I mean, how hard he's running.
Yeah.
But he's running the way he's running because he knows there's going to be seams in the defense.
Yeah.
He's going to hit that seam. He's going to hit that crack. And when it gets into the game, you watch Miami, they try to set the tone early because they'll run the ball and try to knock you off the ball. And then when you get into the third and fourth quarter, here they really come.
Yeah.
Because now they turn around hitting that ball off the Fletch and he's going. And then all of a sudden, Beck will throw a play action pass and hit Tony because the defense is trying to stop the run.
They got to.
And now you get Tony one-on-one, and he's going to win that. I mean, he can win that.
I think Bain and the other
Mesidor
are going to be the key because
they're gonna
if
be
they
the key.
can disrupt, Fernando for the really first time this year. I mean, not for the first time because he has some tight games that he came back on.
Yeah.
But if those two guys because the offensive line should be stout for UM. It's Bain and Mesidor being beasts.
You know what I always look at, is like when you get into a big game, you look at the first 5 minutes of that game. Now, who established themselves in that first 5 minutes? And you don't let it get away from you.
From a physical standpoint.
From a physical standpoint. Like, you can watch a game like that, and then all of a sudden, like the opening game where they with Indiana – they throw the pick six.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Boom.
Against Oregon. Yeah.
Against Oregon.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, Oregon's back on their heels.
Yeah.
And now here they go. Here they come.
Right.
So you can't let it get away from you, because you say, hey, the first 5 minutes of this game, at each half, in the beginning of the game, and even the second half, because you can be down in the second half. Now, are you able to come back and get some established where, hey, we can just even peck into the lead if they have it? But I look at Indiana, they just, the level that Mendoza is playing at.
Yeah.
I think that's their advantage because
he's kind of like an old school Joe Montana, the way he's navigating the offense. He's not superstar level,
but he's so accurate.
He's so accurate.
And those guys make great combat catches too.
Maybe a Joe Burrows, but not as strong as arm.
Yeah.
But I'm impressed. But I like the fact that you talk about the early part of the game because me being a former baseball player, a lot is talked about the 7th, 8th, and 9th. 7th, 8th, and 9th is crucial. You got that closer. Can you hold on to the lead? But I'll tell you, I won a lot of games in the first, second, and third. If you come out polling and you scare that other team and their starter, especially because when you get into a playoff situation, which I was fortunate enough to play in, year in and year out in Japan, and you're facing their number one and you slap him, it changes they step back a little bit. And then 4, 5, 6, you cruise into it. And then, of course, you have that pressure 7, 8, 9, which is the fourth quarter in baseball.
Oh, we play Ohio State in the national championship game. The opening kickoff.
You're talking about Gators 09.
And what's the return?
Yeah.
He returned the opening kickoff.
Yeah, Ted Ginn.
Opening kickoff.
Great speed.
And I said,
places going bananas. I was there.
Really?
And I said to our players, I said, that's the worst thing could have happened to them. This is the worst thing could have happened. Because now we're going to show them guys. Because they thinking they're going to get a blowout here.
Yeah.
And so then we take the ball, and Chris Lee goes down the field, and he throws a touchdown pass to Dallas Baker.
Yep.
Now the game's tied up. And after that, it was over with. Because I said to them,
just control.
I said, God, that's the worst thing could have happened to them because now they're jumping around. They're thinking, we
they
just
haven't
took
had
that.
an offensive play.
And
yet.
they were
They
heavy.
were
They were heavy favorites.
heavy favorites.
15-point favorites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And,
No,
and I can remember waking up that morning and I'm sitting down there. And my daughter comes out. She's like, "Dad, what do you think about today?" I said to her, I said, "Haley, if Chris Lee doesn't turn the ball over today,
Right.
we're going to beat the brakes off of these guys."
Holy cow.
Why were you
I
so
said-
confident? Just because of
It's
physicality?
It's
of your
just the
team?
physicality. I didn't
knew
think
your
they-
defense.
I knew our defense. I didn't think they could block. Because you think about that defense, we had Moss, Derek Harvage, we had Joe Corn, we had Seiler, we had Everett. That's when he knocked his helmet off.
Yeah.
Reggie Nelson was a safety.
Ooh,
I just
bad
felt like
beast.
that we had so much that those guys that they were going to have to play
You did
unbelievable.
not, that 14, 15-point deal
Right,
was not, you weren't even playing into that.
Well, I think
But-
I think Ted hurt himself too on
He
that.
did.
He celebrated
Celebrated.
Get out of here.
when he scored when he
When
took
scored the touchdown.
the kickoff back. He hurt his knee celebrating.
Yes.
So he was
So he was a
done.
non-factor.
And he was their guy too.
Gone.
Yeah.
But I just think that as you look at this game, if whoever gets off to a good start,
Yeah.
I think is then
There's
they
going to be
can,
some,
they can control
some
it. because-
proverbial punching of the face early
Yeah.
on.
Well,
you know
because
what I mean?
because you know what happens when you get in a game like this and you get down, you just feel like you got to press. You got
Yeah.
to press.
Yeah.
No, just
And
just
Miami's
stay
not
and
a
play
press
the game.
team.
No,
I don't-
Miami's not a press
They're
team.
not a team to
No.
come back down 18 or something
Oh,
like
no,
that.
no. They
I
can't.
think they're a team that needs to press you,
Yes.
and then the running game comes in. And
Well, we're watching the game here the other night. I was
Yeah.
watching it with O, and I said to myself, going into that fourth quarter, I said, I think I even tweeted this out. They don't need to throw another pass.
you did,
Miami
you did
just-
say that.
just
And
turn
they did
around.
throw a few more passes.
I was
had
because
to
every
agree
time
with
they
you.
drop back, something bad happened.
Yes.
It was
100%.
a
They're not that
sack,
type
a
of
holding
makeup.
call, and I said,
Yeah.
Mario, you're a freaking offensive lineman. I would go to the offensive line and Fletch, and I'd say, you guys got 4 downs to get 10 yards. I'm not punting.
Yes.
If you guys can't get me 10 yards
Right.
every 4 downs, then we're going to lose. Well, I'm going to run that ball
Yeah,
down their
I mean,
throat.
Yeah.
And as I'm not throwing the ball
Play
anymore.
Old school Washington Redskins
Yeah.
from back in the 70s.
But I
you
will
know?
say Carson came up with some big time throws in that
Oh,
game.
yeah.
He
Big
did,
time.
but they were scary though.
They were-
because you know,
Yeah.
and then obviously the broken play and he ran it in.
Oh yeah.
But
Exactly.
I agree.
I
with
would
you.
have run that football
Yeah.
coach, and I would
Yeah.
not have
I
stopped
would,
running it.
I would get the ball to Fletch
Every time.
Yeah,
time.
or
Say,
even
stop
flea
it.
flicker to Malachi.
Malachi,
You know,
yeah.
run him
Oh, I ain't
around,
messing around with none of that.
None
No
of
more.
that.
Fourth quarter, just run it down
run
their
it down
throat.
their throat.
But you know, if Bain and Mesidor can get off to a good
I
start,
tell you what.
because if they get off to a good start, then it's going to put pressure on Indiana.
That's what I'm talking about.
now those tackles
They got to
gonna
be
feel like,
hungry,
hey,
hungry.
you know, I got to get out to get set so this guy doesn't run through me to get
Yeah.
to the quarterback.
I mean, they were
But-
non-factors in that,
Oh,
in that
there's
Ole
no
Miss
fact.
game.
And what Ole Miss was smart, they chipped him. So if
Oh.
you can chip a guy like they kept the tight end in, and then they used the back to chip him. So now you don't get that good rush because you got it's basically you're beating a double team because the back
I
is
see.
coming off, he's chipping you as you're rushing up the field, and those guys get a good chip. You know, they hit you in the rib cage, they hit you in the shoulder, and then they release
It's a
out.
free
into the-
shot.
It's a free shot.
Yeah.
And they
JP,
release out into the batter.
That's why we got this guy here.
Yeah, no.
but-
Well, I thought I love
see those
because
things. I was trying to
Yeah.
figure out what's going on. I mean,
Yeah.
And see, they keep the tight end in on the backside so that your rusher, it may be Bain or maybe
because
it's
Bain
Mesidor,
likes to spin
who likes to
around.
spin. So I got this guy over here on this side, and then I got the back, and then they were good enough. So then Ole Miss, you know, he's like, hey, we'll just try to make it, you know, 1-on-1 with my
Yeah,
receivers
yeah,
on your
yeah.
DBs, and
they were
made
being
some-
successful.
And they made some, they had some success doing it.
Yeah,
well,
Yes.
we asked Charlie the other day, and I thought this was a great point you made. I said, what has Signetti figured out? What has he figured out that nobody else is in this transfer portal NIL era? What? And you said the older players.
The older players, and
the right
and
older
the
player.
right older,
one, and see what has happened, and you hate to see it happening because you don't want to see college football destroyed. Where
No, yeah.
guys are not recruiting high school
Right.
players.
Right.
But just think about, we just went through this transfer portal, and that's all you see teams talk about. I got this guy in the transfer portal. I got this. I saw like LSU built their whole offensive line through the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Just this past
Just you know, these last
A
2
whole
days.
line.
the
And
whole line.
Yes, the whole line. It's like today is the last day. for it.
FSU's having to do the same thing.
If it's every school, if you're going to be good, the ones that are going to be good, they
Right.
feel like I got to go through the transfer portal. You don't see a young man that, okay, I get him as a freshman. I got to develop
I'm going to work him.
I'm going to develop him. And then, sophomore year, he'll start coming on. They feel like they don't have time to wait anymore.
Right.
Because there's so much pressure to win. So now, because of what Cignetti has done, everybody is looking to, hey, this is what we got. We have to go do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going with the older, smarter, bigger, grown.
Yes.
I mean, when you have a grown ass 25-year-old going up against a 19-year-old,
that knows those
even
little tricks that he was talking about to be able to fulfill
a 3-star 25-year-old
smart
offensive
tight
lineman
end,
over a 19-year-old, 5-star any day.
Well, JP, you know who started? You remember in 24, Ohio State was bragging about they spent $20 million on their roster.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's what they did. They went in the transfer portal and bought all these players.
Right.
And they wouldn't want a national championship.
Yes, sir.
So now everybody's like, okay, if that's
let's go find a billionaire like Mark Cuban.
Or the guy at Texas Tech is the one. I mean, he's supplying the whole program.
So are you telling me that possibly gone are the days of, like, you think of Miami, and they for many years had the pick of the litter in those great teams out of Northwestern, out of Central, out of Columbus. Alabama would have the pick of the litter throughout the whole state and beyond. But I mean, if you're a kid, playing football in Alabama, you want to go to Bama.
Yes.
Is that kind of gone now, possibly because you're getting offered, now Oregon tells you, I'm going to give you $5 million.
Well, it used to be when I was at Florida. Like I knew this. Like when I was at University of Florida, you had an area. So University of Florida, we control Central Florida, all the way over to the West Coast.
Recruiting them was fairly easy.
And
even if there were 5 blue chips,
we knew what we had. Florida State had the Panhandle, so you were not going to go in the Panhandle and beat Florida State. If Florida State wanted that young man, you had to go in there and be at your best to beat them.
Yeah, and a little bit into Alabama, a little bit into Georgia,
a little bit in Alabama's going to step in there.
Yeah.
Miami, from West Palm to Miami, you were not going to get a guy because Miami,
you were just not touching them.
You weren't going to get them. So what we did in Florida, we said, okay, we got to get them to the on Lake Okeechobee, the Muck, Belglade, through there. We got to get them, and then we got to come up through Central Florida.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get them, go over to Sarasota, Braden, and get them.
Yeah.
And then Jacksonville will be us and Florida State battling.
Yeah. That was a battle. Jacksonville was a battle.
But that was you knew that. Now you don't have those battles because back then guys knew I'm a Gator. I want to go to Florida.
Since he was 5 years old.
They grew up that way.
They grew up.
I'm gonna be a Seminole.
Like now you don't see that.
You don't know.
Well, because Ohio State's in here, Alabama's in here. Everybody came to the state.
Everybody. Because there's no allegiance in it.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so you picking Miami?
I'm picking
Indiana. Who you got?
Who you
got?
Only a sophomore.
I'm going Miami.
He's gonna go Miami. He's gonna stay.
I don't even need to ask you.
You don't need to ask me, man. You don't need to ask me.
Can I say?
I'm gonna go Christopher Columbus High School because then I cover both sides.
Well, you guys will be happy to know that I'm going to bet on Indiana.
Are you?
So Miami is an absolute shoo-in.
You have not
absolute shoo-in. No,
especially when you bet against Miami.
Oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bet just so I'm going to sacrifice my personal income.
There you go.
For my friends here that want to see Miami win, because then I can't lose. Because if Miami wins, right, then it's great for the ACC. By the way, where are you, SEC? It's been a while. Where you been?
Yes.
Where you been in the championship game? Where you been?
Where have you been?
Yeah. So if we'll have another non-SEC champion, which will be interesting.
Right.
But I've been doubting Indiana all this time, and every time I doubt them, they show me how good they are.
No. It seems like a Cinderella year.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not forget, they're undefeated.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the
not only are they undefeated, but their winning margin,
they're
they're not going to beat Florida State's all-time record winning margin, but their winning margin is second in the history of NCAA.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So,
they're legit.
So we bring you in. We're going to do an O show here, and we'll get big time into Rays. But for the folks that watch this, the Rays trade. Gavin Lux, Josh Lowe, your boy's gone.
My main thought is surprising. But then on the flip side, the Rays do tend to do some maneuvering at times. And here's number one, I will say, Eric Neander, I think, is one of the best top 5 GMs in the game. Now, he's hamstrung because you just can't go off and spend right now a shitload of money.
Yep.
So when you do that, you have to be creative. Now, as far as the actual trade, and I'll say one other thing. We are not privy, and Coach has been in these type of war rooms and these type of things at a high level. You and I have not. I've been a player. I've been in the front office, but not at the levels of hearing certain deals that can be had that doesn't get reported.
Right.
Okay, so let me premise that real quick, because in face value, what I would have thought that could have been done here is forget about Cincinnati, forget about Gavin Lux, just go straight to the Angels and say, we're going to give you Josh Lowe and another pitcher, a quality reliever. Give me Joe Adell.
Yes. Yes.
Just go straight.
That
and then
fits.
you want a nice outfielder? We're going to give you a nice outfielder. We were so almost similar in age.
Yeah.
The only thing that you'd have to give a little more on Josh Lowe because he's been injured the last 2 years, right? And Joe Adell just came off with 35 home runs. So, but similar in age.
And they need pitching. So we'll give you a nice pitcher.
Pitching. So you would have gone straight. That being said, who knows if that was already talked about and discussed, and the Rays are trying to push, hey, we want Joe Adell, a right-handed power. Now you put Fraley in right field. So he's kind of like basically Josh Lowe, because if you look at Fraley and Josh Lowe, they're similar players.
Not Jacob Melton. We don't think he's ready yet.
I like Fraley more. I think Fraley's got more upside in the power position.
Yeah.
Melton's a nice piece too. But now you add that power right-handed guy that's really going to protect Junior Caminero, and so who's protecting Junior Caminero now? You know what I mean? You still
That's
don't
the thing.
really
We don't have that power back.
They're going to go with Aranda, and they're going to mix and match a little bit. And if Aranda has even a better year than last year, which he could be on the upswing because he's still young enough, maybe he does become this 100 RBI. He could. I'm telling you, Jonathan Aranda could.
Yeah.
But
he's got the contact. He just needs a little bit more power.
You don't know. Yeah, you need the power. So as far as the trade, Gavin Lux is Gavin Lux. He ain't getting me excited. It's a nice.
You've gone from
player.
30
He
home
went out.
runs at second base to 5.
Well, I mean, yes, but you were there already with Palacios and that mix. So if our middle infield is Gavin Lux and Taylor Walls up the middle on a day-to-day, I'm not excited.
Ain't a whole lot of pop there.
Yeah, there's no pop. And on top of that, he's a left-handed hitter.
Which we need more right-handed,
we
not
need more
left-handed.
right-handed, protective bats, because lefties do hurt us a lot, both starting and relieving. So the Gavin Lux pickup is a young veteran guy. I'm not super excited about it. That's not the splash that we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks. In fact, it's quite the opposite.
It's quite the opposite.
I was thinking, you know how high I am. This guy, Josh Lowe, has had an oblique injury the last 2 years, right oblique, coach, and it bothered him for 2 seasons.
Right.
3 years ago, I mean, solid.
Yeah.
He's 6'4", 6'5", long legs, runs, throws, hits, power.
5 tools, yeah.
He's got all the tools, but he's had this thing that just bothered him for 2 seasons. And last year he got healthy, but he was out of sorts. So he was gone too long.
Yeah.
So if this guy is healthy, I mean, you're talking. So what the Angels came out the best in this deal.
I think
what
did.
they ended up doing? Yeah. They ended up replacing Taylor Ward.
Yeah.
And that was a guy that they traded for pitching,
right?
For Rodriguez, right? To the Baltimore Orioles. So they ended up getting themselves a Taylor Ward potential type of hitter. And they have 2 young outfielders that are very talented, Ward and Adell, which I wish, Lowe and Adell. I wish we had Lowe and Adell in right and left field. But we've talked about it so much. The team has to deal very diligently right now, coach, because their biggest player that they're going to sign, you know who their biggest player is? ACC. The deal for the land.
The stadium.
The stadium.
The stadium
that's their biggest player.
That's our free agent.
They need that.
They
really need that.
That leads to more players.
That's Juan Soto for them right now.
But do you find, you're talking about the young man with the oblique. Once that injury happens,
it's hard to recover from.
It's hard to recover.
He got it seriously in 2 years ago.
Right.
And then it reared its head in April. And blew him out. Yes or no. I've seen guys that have come back from it, but it has taken months.
Right.
And then they're okay, because then they do the proper training. Because what happens, and you were not just a coach, but you're an athlete. So there's certain times when athletes aren't training certain things that they're not thinking about, that they have an issue with. Then that issue shows up, and now you got to train that core or something, your shoulder, whatever it is, and you got to be wary of that. So I would think at this level and these millions of dollars, not only are you doing it with the team, coach, but you're doing it privately now.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I'm going to tell you, and I was in an era that was starting to make money in the 90s, but not at the level that they're making now, right? And
Kyle Tucker, $60 million.
Oh, dude.
And by the way, Dante
but I'll give you an
Bichette.
example.
So Bo Bichette just signed with the Mets for 3 years. Yes.
Bo? Okay.
3
Bo
years.
probably signed a 3-year 120.
126.
Yeah.
You're right on it. Holy shiz bang.
God bless Bo.
Yeah.
And Dante's a
And
friend of the
Dante,
show. That was the next thing I was going in, because the Tucker signing is going to have a domino effect for two guys, and that's Bo Bichette and Bellinger.
Well, the good news is neither one of them are in the AL East.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Bellinger could
Bellinger, I'm talking about Bo Bichette is out of the AL East now to the Mets.
And Tucker.
And Kyle Tucker's out to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm glad for Bo. No surprise there. The Mets needed to react to that. And I thought for sure that Toronto was going to try to keep Bo. And especially the moment that they lost Kyle, I would figure that they'd be calling his agent and going, "Well, come back home, buddy. What do you want?"
Yeah.
And the surprise with that deal, unlike Tucker, is because he's younger than Tucker, that it's only for 3 years.
Yeah.
Because if I'm Bo, I would have been looking for
what happens in 3 years?
security for 5 or 6 years.
It's interesting,
He's
but
28 years old.
So
Yeah.
I'll end it on this.
And a stud.
I'll end it on this, and we'll with the Big O shows coming up in a little bit. 3 years for Bichette. What happens in 3 years?
Yeah.
There's a new stadium. There's a new stadium over there.
Oh my.
Tucker, 4 years?
Oh my. Come on now. Are you what?
Just saying.
JP.
Why would
JB said make the move now?
They both said,
JP
you know what?
said-
We're going to
JP
come
said-
home when the new stadium's done, guys.
yeah.
So
JP
we're only
sent
going to
a
do
text
3
to
years.
both those guys' family and said, just sign short deals. We got you coming home, sons. We're gonna bring you
new
back
stadium.
to a new stadium.
And by the way-
across from Raymond James.
And by the
It's
way,
gonna be huge.
guess who has an out after the second and third year in their
Kyle
contract? Kyle Tucker.
Tucker.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Mr.
So
Cosgrove,
Rays fans, let's hold on to that hope.
hold on to that hope.
All right,
Why
Coach,
you teasing them?
because they're all on the edge right now. They're all heading for the
As the great
skyway. I
Jesse
gotta
Jackson-
give. I just pulled it back in. I
As the
just
great
pulled
Jesse
it.
Jackson used to say, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We're just hoping it's not an oncoming train.
All right, Big O show coming up here in about 20 minutes. Coach Strong, thank you for coming in, brother. Appreciate it. Enjoy all your football this weekend, everybody. I'm going to try to get us out of here without burning down the house. It's been a let's just say a very challenging tech here, but we got it all in. So thank you guys for being patient. Thank you guys out there for watching and listening. We will be back on Monday with more fun and frivolity. See you then.
Championship.